I'm back. The game is Danganronpa, and we're gonna have fun with this. It's a fun game. Let's see where I left off last night, because I don't remember. Alright. So I think I'm supposed to be in the finding the hole in the wall in the boys' bathroom, if I'm not mistaken. Not sure though. I am not sure at all. Oh, I see two people are watching. Well, that's nice.
Just a second.
This isn't where we need to go. Come on, we have... Oh. Oh, what does he have?
Have you reached that certain age?
What? What are you saying? I see. Wow, that's weird. That is weird. I'm gonna go back into... I forget what it's... where I am actually. Oh, wait a minute. No. Oh, no. Let's see. Is this... Oh, transcript. Let me see. See, I don't remember where I'm supposed to go. Oh, let's see if the map gives me where I'm supposed to go. Oh, let's see. There's somewhere around here. Or at least that's what the map says. Let's buy something. Let's see. Ooh. Wait a minute. A cat dog? Didn't I already have that? Or is this a different one? Huh. Oh well. Yeah, let's go back. if they're in there. Well, they're showing near the gym, so I wonder.
Just a second. Hey.
We need to hurry. Oh, wait. Wasn't the second?
Hey. Why?
Sure, all the documents are gone. I refuse to believe you. Go and check again.
Listen to me.
So hurry up and go, and make sure you don't run off. Gonna wait right here. Oh, I get it. She's acting so forceful. I thought I made her mad again.
Just a second.
Why are you just standing there? Hurry up and go. Okay,
So
I'm
then.
gone. And be through. I'm counting you. Right. Okay, first we have to find the network cable. What is this, a chair? Oh, found it. This is a network. Now we have to connect alter ego. Nearly got to work. I pulled out the laptop and connected it to the internet. That should do it.
That's right.
Yeah, I think it worked.
Leave it to me.
Just leave the rest to me. I swear I'll find something.
So,
And I'll call for help. So please, just wait a little longer.
I'm gonna
Just
do
hold
my best.
tight and put your faith in me. I was about to leave. I decided to leave him with one last thing. No matter what, we're going to get out of here. You and all the rest of us. As friends.
Huh?
Friends? Even me?
Thank you.
Thank you, Makoto. Oh, that's cool.
Makoto.
How did it go? Well, it went okay, but all the documents were gone. Just like I told you. My reply was an intentional mix of acting and real feeling.
Correct.
I see. Then there's nothing left for us here.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. For I knew it, Koyoko was walking away. She wasn't acting anymore. That much for sure. Ah, Koyoko.
What?
Yes? So we're just gonna split up?
Why is that?
Of course, I have no reason to stay with you at this point. Well, maybe... But isn't that a little too direct? Should I hesitate and fumble for something to say? You're so high maintenance. But that's not what I meant. I just had more I wanted to talk to you about. Like, what are you going to do about soccer?
It's true.
Hell, something has to be done, it's true.
However,
The way things are right now, there's no way to persuade anyone. You don't have the mind to listen. And what should we...
so...
We can find some new clue that would likely change the situation. That's all we can hope for right now. Which is why alter ego...
Correct.
All we can do is wait and believe in our friends. You're right. That's our only option. We parted ways and I headed back to my room. Kinda tired. So I laid down in bed. Maybe it was because of the stress of moving alter ego, but I was way more tired than I realized. So before long at all, I had completely dozed off. Sharp sound of the doorbell pierced my sleepy haze, pulled me back to the real world. Now, should I answer that door? That, I don't know. Yeah, we should. Right.
Makoto.
Makoto, get out here. Koyoko, what's going on?
Indeed.
Hina just came to see me and she was white as a ghost. Sounds like something happened. Why? Soon as I heard those words, my heart started to beat a little faster. Suddenly found myself wide awake. She said for us to come to the rec room. The rec room? Okay, let's hurry.
Huh?
Mikado, Koyoko, Hina, what's wrong? Something's not right. In the rec room. What's inside? There was a window on the rec room door, and I hurried to look in. And when I did... Sakura! Is she unconscious? She's sitting up in the chair like she's bowing her head.
Hey,
What's going on? Did something happen to her?
Huh?
I was just walking past, and I hoped to notice her through the window. I couldn't get the door open. Tried knocking. I tried calling her name, but she wouldn't respond.
Huh?
So what should we do? What are we gonna do?
anyway,
First of all, you need to get into that room. But the door's locked, right? And we break in, we'll be violating school regulation.
listen to me.
We're going to force our way in. I just said
Wrong.
the door isn't locked. It's not locked because a rec room door doesn't have a lock. Huh? Then why?
It would seem...
It feels like the door is pressing up against something inside the room. Is it the chair? Chair?
In other words,
Either way, this door isn't locked, which means, as far as I can tell, the rule doesn't apply. Then there's no problem if we break in.
indeed.
Let's smash the window. That should be the fastest way. Okay, I'll get something to break it with. Wait right here. Ooh. Inside the rec room, Sakura still hadn't moved an inch. She's just unconscious, right? Is she okay? I mean, it's Sakura, so I'm sure. Koyoko didn't reply. There was only silence. But that silence didn't last long. Here. Here. Found a broom. In the classroom. Use it.
Makoto.
You can handle this, right, Mikado?
Please!
Come on, please, hurry. Okay, you two, stand back. Took hold of the broom and swung as hard as I could. Aiming directly at the window, all it took was one solid hit. Ooh. Window shattered into 100 pieces, scattering across the rec room floor. Stuck my hand through the now open window. Started jostling the chair, leaning against the door. The chair's pretty heavy, but I pushed on it with all my strength, and finally the knob. Sakura! Ran up to her as fast as I could, but the moment I laid my hand on her, all I felt was cold death. I could feel only the last lingering warmth of a living body. Life had abandoned Sakura's body. And then
a body had been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
Danganronpa.
Danganronpa.
Huh? Sakura's dead? She's really dead?
I heard Hina talking, but my eyes stared steadily forward. Could only look on at Sakura's dead body. We didn't make it in time. It's happened again. Uttering to herself, Koyoko began to gently inspect Sakura's body. I wondered, was she confirming that Sakura really was dead? Checking for a pulse or a reaction? I have to get them. I have to go get them. I have to go get the others. On shaky legs, Hina left the room. And why did this have to happen? That's all I could say. I repeated it over and over again. I need to examine Sakura's body. I just stood there, motionless, behind her, while she checked Sakura's corpse. Time passed. While I stood there, unable to do a thing, time just passed. And after I don't know how long, I got everyone.
What?
What? Ogre?
Yes.
Oh, she's dead, huh?
I see.
Sakura's been killed, I see. Soon as they arrived, Koyoko began.
Just a second.
You heard the announcement just now, right? So you know what this means.
Interesting.
Sakura was murdered, and by someone in this very room. Is that what you were going to say?
Huh?
No. Whoever killed her, it's not just someone in this room.
It's your fault!
It was one of you. Hiro, Byakuya, Toko. One of you killed Sakura.
What?
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 You're accusing us before we even begun the investigation? I don't need to investigate anything. Because you hated her. You hated the sight of her.
I won't forgive you.
One of you did it. I know. You know it?
Ba-bum, ba-bum.
Geez, I don't know your power level would increase by that much. That's by getting mad.
What the heck?
What are you doing here?
Come on!
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to hand out my little murder flyer.
It's the Monokuma file!
That's right, it's the next Monokuma file. And don't get so mad, Miss Ashina, or you're gonna ruin that rude little face of yours. Now then, with that, Hold on. There's something I want to ask you.
Huh?
It was you, wasn't it? You killed Sakura.
Say what?
Huh? Sakura wanted to challenge the mastermind to a duel. Maybe you and her fought again, and then
In other words,
I killed her? Sorry, not quite. Actually, not even close. That whole thing is totally irrelevant now. Sakura came to me to a most regrettable end, without even getting the chance to finish things with me. Which, thank God for that, I saved me the trouble of having to go through a little fight. 'Cause even for someone like me, it would have been no mean feat to take down a behemoth like that. Ooh.
hey,
Gotta tell ya, I was actually pretty worried. I mean, she violated a rule by attacking me in the first place. I wasn't able to punish her.
darn.
Oh, I don't know who it was. Whoever the blackened is this time, I owe you one.
What is this?
You owe them one? Oopsie, before you get all at me, you better figure out who did it first. 'Cause I mean, your lives are on the line, right?
What is this?
He owes them one?
I won't forgive you.
I hate this whole thing. Well, I, for one, am glad it was Sakura. She was working for the mastermind after all. How can you say that now? Sorry, I don't have time for your squabbling. The next game has already begun. If you want to be angry at someone, be angry at whoever killed Sakura.
Anyway,
Right now, our top priority needs to be uncovering Sakura's killer. We can't do that, we're all dead. And let's decide who will stand guard this time. I'll do it. No? I'm okay. Just let me handle it. Besides, I want to be here with Sakura.
That's fine.
Okay then. Hina is guard number 1, but we need one more. Koyoko, that's you.
what?
Me. You're always a thorn in my side. This time, just stand by and watch quietly. Consider that an order. An order?
That's fine.
Fine, I'll stay behind. Then it's settled. Let's begin, shall we? Hold on. Before that, there's something I want to say.
What?
Which is... Hiro, Byakuya, Toko, none of you are allowed to step foot in the crime scene.
Huh?
What?
It's your fault!
One of you killed Sakura.
I won't forgive you.
I won't let someone like that come anywhere near here.
Stop talking.
Near her. Don't be stupid. Our lives are in just as much danger as yours. We have every right to investigate. I don't care what you say. Not letting the one who killed Sakura anywhere near me. Near her. Even if it means I have to use force, you're not getting in here. Well, it appears further discussion would be a waste of time. How about a compromise?
It's all clear now.
I won't ask you to let us all in. Just let me. What? You don't really care, do you? You're both useless anyway.
Yep.
Nope, don't really care. I would rather spend my time coming up with another splendid fantasy involving Master anyway. And you, Hero, do you really object? If you're gonna go that far, what can I do? I mean, I don't have anything to hide, so why should I care?
It's all clear now.
Then it's decided.
What are you saying?
Nothing's decided.
Calm down.
I know how you feel, Hina, but you should agree to his request. But
Hey,
we have to find out who killed Sakura.
correct.
For those of us still alive, and to honor Sakura's memory. Fine, I guess that's okay. But no matter what, by Akiwa, you absolutely aren't allowed to touch her. Naturally, who would want to touch a filthy dead body?
Listen,
That's enough fighting. We need to focus on the investigation from here on out. Everyone, keep this in mind. We can uncover Sakura's killer.
listen to me.
All of us face execution. Finding out who killed Sakura. It's not a matter of hoping we can do it. We want to survive. We have to do it. It's kind of hopeless hope. We have no choice but to just do it. Ooh, investigate. I better check the Monokuma file before anything else. The victim was Sakura Aogami. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. Hey, what's up? Hey, live streaming. What? Good. 30 minutes in? Oh man. Wanna watch? No, just begun. The time of death is estimated to be around 12 noon. The body was discovered in the rec room on the 3rd floor of the school. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point, the victim suffered from violent vomiting of blood. Hold on. Monokuma file number 4 has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook.
Hey,
I think the case this time might be a challenge. Why's that?
so...
The only way into the rec room is the door we just came through. And that door had been jammed shut with the chair from the inside the rec room. Which means the killer would have had to escape somehow after barring the door. No?
Why didn't you feed them?
I don't know.
I mean, if you don't know for a couple hours now.
But they already ate.
No. They haven't eaten anything since you've been there. You saw how thirsty they were. Why wouldn't you think that then maybe
I
they're
didn't
out
think
there
about
hungry?
it, that's all. We wanted them outside. I don't know. So if the door was locked from the inside, and there was no way in or out till we broke the window, it's like 0 escapes, right?
In other words,
In other words, this is a classic locked room murder. Locked room murder? Guess you might see this kind of thing a lot in mystery movies or books or whatever. But could it really happen in real life? And right before our very eyes like this?
hey,
Are you curious to hear more about what a locked room murder is? Sure, if you don't mind.
that's fine.
When you break down this kind of murder and mystery, there are 4 basic types. First type is when the locked room is created after the actual crime is committed. This simply means that the killer commits his crime and through some special method seals the room. It mainly involves some sort of trick involving the locking of the room. Basic approaches include using a string or simple mechanism, or a number of variations. So for that, all we have to do is check the door to see if that's what it was, right?
Correct.
Second type is when the locked room already exists or the crime is committed.
In other words,
Basically, killer uses a special contraption or tool from outside to target the victim inside. You push a switch and it fires a handgun. You shoot an arrow through a gap in the door, something like that.
however,
But in this case, that doesn't seem to fit. There are no guns or arrows in the school, and the door doesn't have any gap that would allow it. Yeah, I think we can probably cross that one off.
it's true.
Third type is when the killer stays in the room until it's opened up. What do you mean by that?
In other words,
It's the stay hidden. Door is open, they use the confusion to blend in with the door. They pretend they showed up along with everyone else, and that's that. Sounds like it could have been possible. Maybe.
it's true.
The fourth and final type is when it wasn't actually a locked room at all. Not a locked room?
In other words,
By that means there actually is an alternate escape route somewhere within the room. See this a lot in novels and things, but in reality it's generally not possible. You think we can cross that one off?
indeed.
Easy, yeah. So when it comes to locked room mysteries, those are the basics. There are 4 possibilities. And Koyoko, which of those 4 choices seem the most likely to be?
It's true.
That's a good answer. And answering that should be our primary focus during this trial. But right now, I can't really say. The killer set up the locked room. While I figure that out, the truth behind Sakura's death will stay hidden. It's definitely a tough mystery. I need to concentrate and investigate as much as I can. It's Sakura. It's nothing else. I'll be right back. Never mind. I'm back.
What the heck?
We already know who did it.
I won't forgive you.
Akira, Takuro, or Hiro. You one of them. I couldn't stand the sight of it. Agree with me, don't you, Makoto? Well, I don't want to say anything for sure without finding out more. Then let me help you. Now, you see, Sakura asked all 3 of them to meet with her, you know? You know where? Right here in the rec room. After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she told me she said she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon, the Monokuma file said she died right around noon. Telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself, and I tried to stop her. She wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, and she just wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. I stopped her. By force, even. This never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets. I know. I always account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
However,
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a
it's
fight.
true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wondered, did someone get the upper hand? Must have taken her by surprise, right?
Certainly.
They would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering. There's something I would like to talk to you about. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in the rec room? So you found out. Interesting. And it's true. I did receive a note to that effect. Yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura home today at all. Is that the truth? Well, I can prove otherwise. I have no choice but to accept it as
Come on.
If you're all finished, please remove yourself from my school. Okay, thanks.
Hey.
Oh.
Certainly.
Sakura drew her last breath, sitting slumped forward in this chair. It's obvious evidence of the blow to the head. Normally, I wouldn't have any problem believing that's what killed her. According to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood, and I can see trace blood on her lips for sure. So what would have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically said she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. Babayoka.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on the most interesting location. Interesting?
Naturally.
Yes, most interesting. Don't you agree? No, I don't think I'd call it interesting. Does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. What is this? This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
Ah, that's... Do you recognize it, Hina?
Well,
Yeah, I mean, I gave it to her. That's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura? Found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, took the entire box back to my room. Made sure nobody else could get their hands on them. Really like them that much?
I mean,
But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. And now they lost all their flavor. Hina? Polka dot candy wrapper. There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom section of a bottle, right? So this must have originally been a bottle. Huh? Something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Figure on the floor. What is this? The locker's open, and there's, on the inside, it's a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? Looks like someone touched the inside of the locker, and they left a handprint in the dust.
It's true.
Looks quite fresh, too. I would say someone was hiding here in the locker, and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid her in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the locker was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? Interesting. I don't know. What is this? The same shelf of magazines. All different kinds of magazines here. Ooh. There's blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. Must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away where she died? Oh, what is this? There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is, how did they get those figures inside the bottle?
So...
It's no different from your standard ship in a bottle. Huh? You know, where the bottle's opening is smaller than the book placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. The red shards of glass, which probably started out as a bottle, which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? Shards of glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. It could. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around the entrance to the room.
So...
Looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it. Everyone knows how much she loved her protein. She mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of
Wrong.
things. I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. I know. Still, this protein can... got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem lab had all kinds of health stuff, so she must have gotten this from the Chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange. Huh? What is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They might be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. Why does that matter?
So,
Can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note. Feel like it'll become an important clue later on. A chair, huh? There's no reason to think the chair had anything special in it. Oh, wow.
listen.
Makoto, have you finished your general investigation? Yeah, I think so for the most
So then,
Then you should probably talk with people now.
listen to me.
I can't leave. Why? Just why I've decided you'll go in my place. She decided? Gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. She's right, I don't have to go talk. I do have to go talk to others. Sakura wanted me to other people. I need to hear what they have to say. I'll be right back. Hello, Papa. Can I come out yet?
Just in time, because
Here comes Sasha.
Saucy, do you want to come out? The only reason I didn't feed her.
oh yeah, I think he might jump that. But will he want to?
There he is.
Oh yeah, bonus vehicle.
If he wanted enough sauce.
If he jumps it, shit's gonna
I
get
knew it. I tried to let them in.
He's like, I don't
Looks
get
like
it.
he's in jail. Like,
Yeah.
like it's just him over there. Aw, Toto, that baby.
You want to watch
Do you
some
want to go
streamers?
on that side?
Want to
He's
watch?
like, yeah, I wanna hide.
Okay, turn around.
Okay.
Be right back.
She's like, oh, God.
Poor Bella. She
Hello,
didn't get nothing
Bella.
but a couple licks of the sauce. Maybe Bella needs.
You want a piggy?
We did bring you some leftovers.
Okay.
We don't know if you're gonna like it.
I'm going to use the bathroom and then I'm going to start doing
jumping around so much. Hey, Sauce. So how do you switch because this one you fill up? How do you reduce them?
Well, we put him over here while he's eating.
You have two plates.
Yeah, and then I'll flip it over here. You think she's cute? I just gotta make sure she doesn't hear pooping in her. Where'd that other go? Here, you can do this.
Alright, I'm back. So let's see where I am now. What did it say? Yeah. Let's go figure out. And who was left? Oh yeah. Sure. Press the doorbell. After a few seconds.
You know?
What's up, Mikado? Did you need something? Oh, here he is.
You know?
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet you with
What?
How did you know about that?
Could it be?
To gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Ogre told me herself, as she asked Byakuya and Haku to come too. What? When did Sakura tell you that?
What?
Well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and I happened to mention the others like in passing. Gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all wrong!
No way, I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely.
Actually...
The last time I saw Ogre was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office.
Don't look at me!
I haven't seen her since then. While I'm here, could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let's see. Hiro was feeling around in his pocket.
Hey, come on!
Sorry, it looked like I don't have it anymore. With a big, goofy smile on his face, he pulled his hands back out of his pocket. When he did, I saw something fluttered to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket.
Huh?
What? Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up again and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on!
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out. Trash?
What?
Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me for waiting for a reply, Hero quickly slipped back into his room. Hero said that was just trash, but there's no way that's all there was to it. Press the doorbell. Ding dong.
Who's there?
Ah, the most negative aura I ever felt. An aura of total decay.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, slithered out into the hall.
What do you want?
Said you wanted to talk to me about something. Want to talk about the fact that Sakura had asked to meet with you. What?
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Bakua already told me she had asked to meet with him. What? She wanted to meet with me? Huh. I just said 2, didn't I? I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So can you tell me about it? I admit, I did get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was scared. So I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her. Can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove otherwise, I have no choice but to accept it as a fact. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. Okay, so I heard from Toko and Hiro. What's next? Definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again. But on top of that, I should find out more about the protein can we found on the rec room. I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Well, let's go to... Let's go to the chem lab. Oops. And the rec room is right there too. So let's go see what's in the rec room.
Hey.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? Kyoko and Watoko and Hiro.
I see.
I see. So along with Bakua, both claiming they didn't see her. But It's all too convenient. Some must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway.
Well, I made some progress on my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These three things have revealed new clues. You do well to look over them one more time. Okay, let's go for the bottle. I think Kogyoko says she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new, something new.
Hey.
So did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay careful attention and you're sure to find it. Correlation. Hey Koyoko, can't you just tell me what it is? I don't mind guiding you toward clues, but giving you my conclusion isn't a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusions so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer. I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you to begin with. Only to a degree. Monokuma bottle has been updated in the truth bullets.
Hey.
Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. Don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
Anyway.
You gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle. Try to get the smaller pieces too. Are you sure it's okay to mess with the crime scene like that?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And that's obnoxious. Baku is nutty as
So then.
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. I'm gone, try to gather up all the glass. That Koyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but what choice do I have? Better just do it. I took the broom and dustpan. Got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. Just as I finished up. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Then.
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So what kind of experiment are we doing?
In other words.
Got a scale from the chem lab. Gonna use it to compare weights. Compare the weights of what? The pieces of glass you collected and the one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? That's the point of the experiment. Oh, it'll make sense when we're done.
Listen.
First, let's compare the weight of 2 of the normal Monokuma bottles. Okay, that's balanced.
In other words.
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same. Which makes sense. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same. Nothing else could really affect the weight.
So then.
Now here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now what might we expect to see? That it's balanced, I guess. Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll bounce out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. Okay. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
So then.
Okay then, let's give it a try. Huh? It's heavier. The broken pieces are heavier? How is that possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words.
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together.
Hey.
And I believe you will arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So what do you think? It's all on you. Ooh. She said also the book rack. Koyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some type. A clue. Huh? This magazine is upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey,
Something catches your eye. It's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. Picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through. This is... On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in blood. Bold, bloody letters. And it said Toko. Could this be a dying message?
correct.
Then it would appear you have found it. Koyoko, is this?
So,
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
however,
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it, for the benefit of the others who might come looking. Hey, is that... That says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks like it. What the heck? Then she's the killer, right? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet.
I won't forgive you.
It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence, right? Can use it to cover the killer. And see why you would think that, but just seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that much more suspicious.
just a second.
Just... Hold on. I'm back. Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything else out. Well, yeah, I know, but don't you think that might need an to actually examine the body? There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Koyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing that I've grown persuasively used to. Although there are still some times I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I can't just get used to it.
It's true.
That's totally normal. And how can you...
So...
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, never mind.
Hey.
More importantly, look here. Her shoes.
Correct.
See that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out. Coming to watch?
I see.
That powder is clue number 1. Yellow powder has been added to the truth bullet.
Hey.
Next is the wound to her wound to her head. Look carefully. Here, I'll turn it up for you.
It's true.
Maybe too loud? Actually, even telling you that is incredibly difficult to spot. So let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow. but instead received 2 blows to the head. Ooh. 2 blows?
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in detail. Okay. Can't believe she was able to learn all that just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko would have pulled that off. There, I finished examining all the things Kyoko mentioned. And I did find new clues. But when it comes to the locked room puzzle, I'm still totally clueless.
Hey.
Oh, I just remembered. There was something I wanted to tell you. I saw Bakuya in the chem lab when I went to get the scale. Didn't want to deal with him, so I took great pains to sneak in and out with him noticing me. And...
So...
you haven't checked out the chem lab. You should probably do that since I couldn't do it myself. You know, the protein can we found at the murder scene must have come from the chem lab. Think you're right. I should probably take a look around that area.
Indeed.
Indeed. Ooh.
I won't forgive you.
Oh yeah, so there's the blood in a magazine that's saying Toko.
In other words...
And the bottles, one is smashed, the other is normal, right? But the smashed one is heavier than the normal.
Hey.
Huh. It's all on you. Yeah. Alright. Let's go to the chem lab. Oops. I run to the chem lab. Dun dun dun. Have to have the map on while I look where I'm supposed to go. Can I go in the boys' room or? There's nothing here. Okay. Can we go in this one yet? Oh yeah, that's where flowers are. You were here when I saw the flowers, right? That's the headmasters. Alright. The recital room. Okay. But I should go into the chem lab. What? Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. Yeah, I got it. Think what you meant was, yes sir, I understand. Ooh, what? Let's see, what can I... Alright, let's talk to him first. So did you find out anything? Somehow I can sense him saying, leave me alone without having to say it. Okay. Nice, a coin. But what is this? This isn't my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. Should probably take a closer look at it. Looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, What's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step in it. Yeah, what is this first? One look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter C and a number, so I guess I can consider this part of the shelving C. What's D? So this shelf looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such ignorance so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that kind of harsh? What, you think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world? The world's a lifelong loser, which I suppose to... All of the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number, so I guess I can consider the part of the shelving unit B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. Okay, what's A? Let's see, what's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicine. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number, so I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit section A. Huh? But wait. There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here on accident? Should try to find out more about this shelving unit. Looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and C has lethal chemicals. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is at Section A there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing Section A? There's some... And then what is this? There's a broken bottle in front of the shelf. Is this where all the powder came from? Looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point this room wasn't like this. Then this powder must have been
So in other words...
That's right, it could only been around the time of the incident, which was at 12 noon. If that really is when it happened, it must related to the case somehow. Source of the powder has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Now, these are footprints, and they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? You may need to sketch out the floor plan. By we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer. Oh boy. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay. So I got to work, and before long I'd drawn up a sketch of the room. So how's this? Not bad for you, I mean. For me.
I see.
So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had business with the leftmost shelf. So that would be A. They came in, went straight to that shelf, and whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the floor footprints told me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
It's certainly possible.
Makoto, are they yours? No.
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes. And I'll confirm their size for myself. Couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly did what Baku was saying. I see, your feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately. But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. And these prints are really valuable clue. Oh. Again? Okay. Right. Let's see. We already did that. Oh, is there another thing right here? There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint. I should probably take a good hard look at that powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor in front of the shelf. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was C4 off of... Footprints in the powder has been added to the... Oh, you left already?
Whoops, you caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake. Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I? Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
Is it time already? But we're right in the middle of figuring out this locked room mystery. I have to try to tie up loose ends at the class. No, I absolutely will figure out everything. Hold on. Alright, I'm back. Alright, let's go through this red door and see what's happened. Monokuma made his announcement. Everyone began to meet up, one after another, and then the ultimate of martial artists. Locked room mystery.
What?
What the? Oh, I just recently discovered the power of emoticon. Like, no matter how awful something is, tossing a smiley face, it turns positive.
Yes, indeed.
For example, you're at a picnic and you find a dead body. This is just plain creepy.
Well,
that's funny. How about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put in a sad face, it makes it look super negative.
yes, indeed.
For example, you have 100 friends. He's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you down there. Smiley face. Teardrop. Sweating. I don't know. What was that? I don't get it.
Just the worst.
I don't get it, you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
I don't think I'm acting casual.
Don't be mean!
I didn't murder anyone.
What the heck?
Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. 'Cause there can be no doubt. One of us is the culprit. The killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know. And yet, someone killed her. And that person is here. That person is one of us. Let's talk to him.
Don't look at me!
Said it before and I'll say it again. It wasn't me. Okay. It's one of us. Make no mistake about that. Because I didn't do it. How many times do I have to tell you?
What the heck?
How can you just stand there and say you didn't do it without even breaking a sweat?
Hey.
Standing around here isn't going to do anything good. Let's get going. Come on, it's time to put this to an end. Made my way toward the elevator, but with each step I took, felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. Climbed into our steel prison in total silence. Watched the doors close and felt it begin its sinister descent. The elevator lowered, uttering it also two familiar clunking sounds. I fell lower and lower, and as suddenly as always, the ride was over. The doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few. You must be so lonely. You say that it's like it's your fault we're all that slept. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then.
Are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly fate. A deadly class trial. Ooh, this is gonna be good. Yes, I want to save before... Alright, let's go look at this again. No other injuries, however, seems to have suffered from violent vomiting. Alright. See what set skills my are. Okay, I think. Class trial. Alright.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa! Deja vu!
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
Idiot.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Mina seems really sure that one of those three is the killer. But she must have some reason for believing that. Make your argument. Always account, okay.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Okay.
It was one of you killed.
And what reason?
I know.
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have for accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you
I
can
missed
get.
it.
It was one of you killed.
And what reason do you have for...
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can...
Huh.
It was
I know
one
which
of
one
you
it
killed.
And what
is.
reason do you have?
Because you all had a you hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low.
That's about as low as you can get.
No, I
It
know
was
what
one of you killed.
And what reason do you...
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low.
That's about as low as you can get.
I'll do it. Hold on.
It was one of you. One of you
I
killed.
know
what
where
reason?
it is.
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
No, it's wrong. Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those three killed her.
Can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all three of them. Then does that mean one of them did it? Make your argument. Pocket.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all three of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
No, that's wrong. Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
There we go.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's...
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
Ooh.
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean... Yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago! It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her!
When? When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was... when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't be right. Because Sakura could have only gotten the candy after the incident. And the reason I know that is... Sakura...
I got it! I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was, Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all! I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious! It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message!
What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
Wait a minute. He wouldn't be able to see that.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do you?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh?
Right.
Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
No.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Hold on.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
Oh, wow.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense.
No, it doesn't. It's definitely something strange about it. Koyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case that clearly contradicts what Hiro told us. Okay. Magazine dying message.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Said he.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
Shoot!
Okay, one more time.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
No.
Shoot! I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
No, it doesn't. Oh.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Okay.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine. When I pulled it out.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
Ah, I missed it again.
Shoot!
Alright.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out,
What's your
okay,
what I said makes total sense.
How about...
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on when I pulled it out.
What's your what I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw...
What's your what I said makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message.
Oh,
it was only
right?
after the investigation had begun.
Nope.
Shoot!
The dying message.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
So it's not that.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf.
Huh. This is harder than it looks. There's a
I can
contradiction.
tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out...
Oh, there it is.
What I said makes total
magazine
sense.
shelf.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found it was only after the investigation. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out...
What's your what I said
there
makes total sense. I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found it was only after the investigation. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out...
What's your what I said makes total sense.
I think I figured it out. Was the magazine
I can tell
shelf.
you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
There
no,
we go.
it's wrong.
Alright.
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Hold on. You're focusing on the wrong part. Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is. Toko!
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Without a doubt. No. I absolutely do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. And that's because...
Show me the proof. The I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right.
Failed? When did I fail? Yeah,
I refuse to give up yet.
All right. The moment of truth.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. Show me the proof.
This should prove it. I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But
her hands
both of her hands were completely free of blood.
Wow.
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
You killed her? Whoa. You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet me as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Oh, sure, thanks.
That's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
Whoa.
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? What would he had to do after writing such? It doesn't make sense. Oh, why didn't he use Sakura's finger? Why didn't Hiro put blood on Sakura's finger to make it look like she written it? I just panicked. I didn't even think about that. You wouldn't have thought of that even if you didn't panic. Anyway, that's not the point I was trying to make. Oh, why magazine? No. Why he picked Toko? Well, it wouldn't be that strange. And random, right? That's the perfect girl. Don't you think the suffering is over when you die? But why don't you taste all the flavor of eternal pain? Anyway, that's not the point. Okay. If Hiro wanted to pin the crime on Toko, there's one thing that doesn't make sense. Oh. Why the magazine sitting?
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
He's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Oh, that would be Toko.
I got it! It had to be Toko, right?
What?
Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Was he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait, but more important, that doesn't even matter. We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it.
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious. That's just... I don't believe it.
Hiro,
Interesting.
Tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
All right. Ooh. All right.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once, is that right?
Yeah, just once.
No?
Shoot!
Somewhere.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered. And she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hero really is the killer!
No.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a
There we
Monokuma
go.
bottle from
That's
the shelf
the
nearby.
one.
And I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
Whoops. I meant to hit.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
Two?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on! How can you know that just from some cuts on her head?
Hold on, everyone. Got it. So, the guy who said he did, but now there's evidence he might have not. Yeah. Yashiro, actually. The guy who knows the future. Hit. Right? No, not Fox. But anyway, he confessed hitting her with the bottle. He met up with her, and she mumbled something, "Oh, I'm gonna end it all." He breaks down and hit her with the bottle, and then he went on. So that's what we know for so far. Well, hold on. How can you No, that just from some cuts on her
She was
head.
attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles.
Oh! I didn't notice.
Once you you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used. Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Chess pieces. Feel like it's starting to become clear. The connection must be it's the object that Monokuma figure inside each bottle is holding. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh. Is it? Let's see. P-E... No, wait. Chess.
Now I understand.
If I hit the wrong letter, you know, it takes
That's it.
away.
The chess pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
Oh, yeah?
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain. In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn. What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4.
Okay.
And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, shogi is way better.
Yeah! Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case. That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait, the bottle that was missing, it was excited. It was completely intact. It was broken. It's broken. Wait.
The bottle
what?
must have been broken.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Oh, you do. Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it. Huh?
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just 1 broken bottle at the scene.
Oh, yeah,
What is
right.
this evidence?
Oh, right. So it was, which one was it? No. what is this? Hold on. No, that's not it. There it is.
I got it!
I got it.
Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
Okay.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces, which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Nanakuma bottle is involved in this case. Must have been used by Sakura's first attacker, Sakura's second attacker, or some bowling person. Well, if it was the first attacker, there would be no pieces, right? Left behind. So it must be the second.
I got it! The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
Oh,
the killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
From there, we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Oh, she startled me. Oh, what are you doing?
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room. I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in. But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
Ooh.
What? Hiding in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Whoa. Why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
No, it's not ridiculous at all. Any proof that shows Toko was hiding in the rec room? I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. New element has been added to the bullet time round. Yes, absolutely. So far, you've probably been pressing the triangle button during your final strike without a second thought. But from now on, you're going to have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Oh, now you have to choose the proper truth bullet to use during your coup de grace. You'll select it the same way as during the non-stop debate. Simply press the L1. Also, like the debate, if your logic difficulty is set to kind, you'll have fewer bullets to choose from. For educational purposes, we're going to pretend you're set to mean regardless. Oh my god. Just this once, okay? Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. Go you! Well then, good luck and have fun. Ooh, this is gonna be cool, man. Oh my gosh.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you.
Oh no.
It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you.
Oh.
No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you.
No! Oh, I failed. This part is hard. It's all... Yeah, wait. Yeah.
I refuse to give up yet.
Alright. Let's go at it again. Not at all. Alright.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you. I curse you. It's a lie! That's enough! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no!
Why am I
That's enough! I admit nothing. I curse you.
Oh,
It's a lie! It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you. No, no, no! That's enough! I admit nothing. That's enough!
hiding? There we go.
This should prove it.
Haha. Hooray!
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
How would
I probably did kill her.
Straight up again?
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, That's awkward.
So after he left, I jumped out of the locker and put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Oh, her, you mean... Uh-oh.
Guess who's back?
It was your fault after all!
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights.
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on. But I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well, I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible! No, she's terrible! Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever!
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem!
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on! That's... you know... But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre! So that's good!
So that's good. Keep talking like that, and Hina's
Well
gonna...
then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Oh, I thought for sure you would have some words for Hiro.
What's
on
wrong?
that.
Come on, everyone, we're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
No, not quite yet.
Huh? Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it. Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
Not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is... Who is he? I don't know. Okay.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
So if the second shot from Toko is what killed Sakura, then the problem is, where did Sakura die?
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me! I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
Status of Sakura.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her
Okay.
I was just, and all of a sudden, I remember waking up.
You were taken by some... So you smashed her...
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
Oh my gosh. Still blocked. Okay. Give me a minute.
And all of a sudden, I remember waking up.
You were taken by some... So you smashed her...
You got it!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up. I killed her there in front of the shelf.
There you
No,
go.
what's wrong? We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. The evidence that proves that there was an attack in front of the magazine. Yeah.
I got it!
Got it.
Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But...
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door?
No.
And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
Because I was in the locker. Sorry for
I got
myself.
it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How did you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Could we really be missing something so important? But there's another possible explanation. Maybe it's... What do you think it is? Oh, maybe...
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
Okay.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Oh, I thought it was going to be the yellow powder.
Shoot!
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's fine.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees! She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Huh? Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along!
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Bottle of poison by Aqua just showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. It was on the same shelf as all these supplements, I'm positive.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean this.
Couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Master!
We were so shocked that we were seeing. All we could do was stand there and watch. But as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as I ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble!
Uh-oh.
You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Toyoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
Where did it go? It's actually filled with, which would mean that Conversely, the poison must have been in. Could it be? Alright. What do we have here? Protein. Ow. Want me to spell it out. Let's... Ah. What? Oh, I hit the wrong one, man.
I refuse to give up yet.
Oh man. I must have accidentally hit the letter too fast. E-R. So I'm looking for an R. T. E. Oh. O. D. R. There's I. N. There's N. Drink.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene. A protein.
I got it! You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison. And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
It must be what we found in front of the shelf.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind.
Okay.
And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
What?
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
What?
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it. And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
I don't know.
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
Are they yours?
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility. Plus, Mina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
Wow.
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Ooh.
Hina, is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once. And then...
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves, just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well... that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too... obvious. Too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Interesting.
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, Please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
But if that's true, isn't that a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Until we figure it out. Until I've uncovered the full truth. Alright, let's see. What can I do? Alright.
First I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
Okay.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A. And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much longer must we tolerate this?
I don't know. In the chem lab, where were the footprints and what directions? Huh. Okay.
First I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
No, it's wrong!
And why is that, I wonder?
You said you went to get the poison from Section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein.
But then there would
But the
be
footprints
more
left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
I was just nervous, so I didn't notice what left the footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Which was
Well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account. Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Huh, I wonder what that would be.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
Huh? A piece of glass.
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle.
Oh.
And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But, what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Huh? Me?
What?
Fine. If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
A shard of light blue glass Koyoko found in the bottle of poison. I think I remembered now. I broke something this same shape. It was the rec room.
I got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What's so strange about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us...
Where was it that the bottle of poison should have been in when I broke the rec room window? According to what Hina told us, it should be on the section A, isn't it? No, section C. Put the bottle of poison in section C of the shelf in the chem lab, right?
Shoot!
Oh my gosh.
What's strange is...
Oh, section A.
I got it!
Okay.
The bottle of poison was left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina? And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
Okay.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here.
Huh?
It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
No.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was... Oh boy. What would it be? Huh. Okay, I don't know, man. I'm going to
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
Hey, I don't know. When the locked room was unlocked, in other words,
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No. No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before...
No, that's wrong.
There we go. Right? That was a lucky shot.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
Oh, that's right.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it? As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can. But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec room, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
If that's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Oh boy.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room. And it would have been Sakura, I think.
I got it! I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself? What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Koyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it. Oh boy. Which one is this? Moment of truth. Oh my god.
You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying? Wrong! You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Stop talking! Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
This should prove it.
Okay, I couldn't choose another bullet, so...
Hina, did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
Oh, yeah.
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing. Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep. Is there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura. The connection between Sakura and the poison. The unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it. Ooh.
Here's my answer.
Here's my answer.
The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
There we go.
What? The killer was Sakura?
Wait, so you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up. Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it. All so she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because of course, Sakura wanted to create the locked room. Monokuma forced her in the locked room. Sakura wanted to create...
I got it! The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it. At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina? You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door, because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
That's when you picked up the bottle, right? Oh. I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
This is a long one. I have to get them. I have to get the others. On shaky legs, Xena left the rec room.
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room.
There you took the powder and poured it out.
When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room...
I thought everyone... Oh, she's dead, huh? Sakura's betrayal back there.
While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground. Honestly, I should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
Oh, that's true.
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation. As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison? Vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
No! No! No, 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 no! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is! Actually, no. You're right. We have to end this properly.
What? Okay, so... Oh, that's right. Let me think here. Sakura wanted to talk to Hiro, Toko, and one other person. It was... Bakayaki. What it says, Toko got to the rec room early and hid somewhere, was there, okay. And then she looked, saw that she mumbled something, and what's this? What was it? Hero hit Sakura. It's not the queen. What's that? And then he saw. And then he wrote her name on that. He ran. She saw. What is this? It's in the locker. She saw the magazine. Oh, she got out. What did you do with the magazine that had the dying message? She flipped it upside down. Okay. She saw her, fainted, she sneezed. The other person hit her. What's the moniker? She saw that. Okay. She picked up the pieces. Okay, Act 5. Tim. that, I think. She drank it after, I guess, she got hit. And after she ran, we saw her. Something floored. It was the poison. Well, where's the poison? Oh, maybe it's that one. And then...
The killer
I
is
hope that's
you!
correct. Did that look correct for you?
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room. Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko.
Right.
She got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot.
Oh, what? That's not right. Hit some... But it was... Oh, maybe I... Hold on. Okay. Then... What?
Here's exactly what happened. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others. Toko, she got there one step ahead of everyone else and looked around for a good hiding spot. And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro.
He offered the candy.
When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked. Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it.
Okay.
Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name. Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down.
After this, I'm going to stop screaming.
Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura, and she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab. She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened. Knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can. They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves, in an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion. And the one who went to all that effort
was he.
Was you, Hina. That's the full truth of the case. Sakura took her own life. And you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean...
You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Ah, yes. Yes, 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 yes. And final result, 1036.
All right.
B. Nice.
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point. Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot? I can feel my energy draining out of me. Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Guilty. She can't die because she's already dead.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Was Sakura.
My entire existence!
Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. There's still one thing I don't understand. Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest.
What are you thinking?
And yet why did you...
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died
What
there.
is this?
Because it's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why.
You should have been the one to die!
Couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean you are going to take us all with you. We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes.
What?
For serious, that's...
What is this?
You still don't understand? Let me explain. Do you realize just how much despair Sakura was carrying with her? She died. Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That. I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't have to worry about me. I'm fine. Can't calm down. Don't care if I suffer for this. It's my fault. After all, but now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
Tried to protect me, but because...
I can't forgive this!
My closest friend got hurt. Sakura. Because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility. Sakura thought she was responsible. She thought everything was her fault, which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked to meet with me. You asked to meet with those three? You can't. Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry, I just want to talk to you. Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even
Hina.
Hina? Please don't think of things like that. You're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Sakura. She clearly believed. She completely believed in all of us. If you just talked to her, you would have understood she was a friend to all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings, and then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding. She believed in you. Wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to...
I won't forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was seeing you act like that? That was her suicide note means. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own. So I'll buy you pushed her. Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina.
Hina, you came. Wait right here, I'll help you out.
Hina.
Huh?
So glad to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
Like some... Could I ask you to? Yeah, you got it. Just hang on. Be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she asked for. When I got there, I saw the powder. And that's when I realized I saw that someone taken something from the poison shelf, Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could. But by the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in, please open the door.
Why? Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses just like any other person. If she got cut, she bled. If someone hurt, she felt it. That's weakness. That's normal. And yet,
Why?
you all blamed her. Tried to protect her, and I suffered for it. And that's just added to the weight she had to carry, and I didn't even realize it. We killed her, all of us. We pushed her to a corner and we murdered her.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. That's why you tried to lead us astray. You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of regrets, but even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. Could never face her after that.
Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker.
Hey!
It's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What do you think? Everything you just said is nothing but your interpretation, right? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant.
What are you saying?
Of course I know what she was thinking, because her and me...
In other words...
what I'm really trying to say is...
Yes, indeed!
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaking? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course!
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note? Sakura's suicide note? What? Hang on.
Too bad!
Well, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's true!
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put it in her room. Wait.
Huh?
What? Then you lied to me?
Unbelievable.
Oh, don't say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. I just like living things
Well
up.
now.
I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles as face value. Didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy. I'm not filthy. I didn't do it. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and Alone. You were the ones jerking each other. Heck, even if the will had factored in, it would have been between you. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay, and scene.
And?
So then, what did she write in her real suicide?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it, using my angelic permanent... Oh, no.
Hey!
You know, you haven't ever been curious about the whole suicide thing. Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you kill yourself in the
But
first
hold on.
And it isn't just so unfortunate. Killing yourself is so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Just need
Enough already.
You get on the...
Yes, indeed.
Okay, geez, talk about a buzzkill. Alright, here we go. My good friend Hina, there's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
You see, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch, so even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it. That's how I saw things.
However, that was my greatest weakness, and because of that I made the mistake of giving in to
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
That's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic? Or just moronic?
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with just me accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me, which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate into someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. To fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
Ooh. If the Mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be me. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that I am willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning.
Ooh.
Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
Never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
When Sakura didn't feel cornered, she didn't
No
fight.
way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting to protect
Correct.
her. She didn't end her own life because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong, too strong. Why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so much, no normal person could do that.
However,
it's only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can thwart the Mastermind's plan, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough for me. It's just the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant. I have to leave the rest to you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toko, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone I planned while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words, hopefully.
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But...
I didn't understand how she felt, not at all. Thought we were so close.
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally
Oh.
She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyways. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit.
Too bad.
She deserves all the blame. Everyone blame her. Go ahead and deserve her. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean the next?
Huh?
Huh? First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Nina with that fake suicide. Plus, Sakura's death wasn't
Say
a win.
what?
You
We
know?
need to work together. This is so long. Darn straight, this is all because of our misplaced...
Well?
I don't blame her. I can't blame her, and nobody can blame her. Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered, because the one who needs the story is you, nobody else.
What? What do you want?
That's not how this is supposed to go. But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of us.
Phew!
It's to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules. I am bowing out of the game. Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own life. Deny the reality of the game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear.
Don't make me repeat myself.
Which is why I will no longer be part of it. What's going on here? Now I have only one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear.
That is to heap the harsh and possible punishment, harshest punishment into the one who can't take it. Wow, don't misunderstand. I can't be moved by some thoughtless.
Hey.
Oh, boring, but nothing can.
What the heck?
You want me to punish you guys?
I've been waiting for it.
What?
What? Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? Instead, you're not gonna...
But...
Is it me?
Wrong!
Oh, heavens no. Just because the blackened is dead doesn't mean can snub in whatever old state I'm in. Didn't I tell you? I'm very...
Listen up!
So for my special guest,
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Oh, you're still here. I was going to get you. What is this? Oh, the computer. That's right. Were you here when I put that computer into a network? Oh! Ooh, why?
Oh no!
You turned him into a mingle hunk of junk.
Phew!
That really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grill up a plate of chicken. After all, they say for post-workout grub, chicken's where it's at, and I'm about grilled, good, fried, boiled. Give me a break. The color, the smell, the substance. Grilled is where it's at.
So,
I realize how dangerous it would be, but still I have to do this. Scared, but I can handle it. I don't really understand why. But when I think about everyone else, my courage starts to grow. You think I'm just a human AI, but...
I'm gonna do my
Oh my gosh. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling, bubbled up through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my... How dare you? That was my friend. How dare you kill him?
What's the matter?
Huh? Friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's new? Friends with a basketball? He wasn't just a laptop. He was my friend, and you killed him. Is this what you call it? Animism? Where soul dwells within all things? Even like... Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, got in my way. Was trying to find things out all sneaky.
Just as I thought.
So you finally noticed.
Actually...
Finally. No, I knew about it from the very beginning. I knew Chiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze things. I knew exactly how it all gonna play out from the start. What?
What are you thinking?
You and you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
Yep.
Well, I mean the data in the laptop. It was, I guess you could call it a gift.
Phew.
For you, or maybe more like a reward in honor being able to unlock something
Hey,
so different. So of course I didn't care if you got it. Sneaking into the network was just too personal, so I had to do, reforming.
I want to be able to help.
Huh. Oh my gosh, when can I save this? Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel...
Very nice.
Makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No, death wasn't meaningless either. Everybody who died so far, the death of each and every one of our friends, they make us stronger. Someday you will pay for this. Holy moly, you're super mad, like just a...
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, both. Need to read the postscript. Postscript.
Yep.
Huh?
Huh? Do I have your attention? Okay, then here we go. One other thing, Nina. There's something I like to tell you and the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. What, a clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time here, and so I've learned one thing, which is the mastermind has done something to us. I think what they've done is... Oopsie daisy, that was a close one. Another word and we would have been hip deep in spoiler territory. Okay, I don't want to ruin the surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. Lucky you can't stop at the most important. Nimble, it makes you so...
You guys!
Get back at you, all of you, for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's not like I ever let any of you gracefully. What?
Too bad!
Hey, what's this? What is it now?
What?
There's one last line in the note. And let me just say this to the messenger. I'm not going to just lay down and die. We'll fight you back. No matter what, and that's seriously it. Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She wrote, won't lay down and die. So who cares? What's someday?
Well?
Okay, I'm out of here, guys. Hard. Swear his parting words to us before, but what was that all about? Last clue to help us solve the mystery. Did something to us. Koyoko did something like that before, didn't she? After his...
You...
What did you do? What did you do to my body?
Who?
What?
Hey.
The mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they trying saying the mastermind did. What did the mastermind do to me? Did it bomb us? If we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off and the bomb explodes. No, I can't afford knowledge things like that.
Yo! But...
So now what?
Yes.
What else is there? Let's get out of here, but, dial back that eagle bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose this afternoon.
Not possible.
Would never have lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about?
Stop talking.
Seriously, I'm sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that last one? I haven't reached the point where I need someone apologizing to me for more than one. Okay, I see what you mean. Then I'll try. Huh? That totally wasn't normal. Did she just capture his flag?
No, 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 no!
Oh my gosh.
Huh?
What are you talking about? Not what happened. Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like that?
What did you say?
What the heck?
See.
We're biting sarcasm, no wonder.
No, 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 no!
Getting me jealous. I want the abuse, give and take me. As it's not easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. And we return, but the story wasn't even close. Time snuck to us. Oh my gosh. More? Alright.
This is a school announcement. It is now 10 p.m. As such, it is officially nighttime. Soon the doors to the dining hall will be locked, and entry at that point is strictly prohibited. Okay then. Sweet dreams, everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Alright. Nighttime descended, pulled me down along with it down into sleep. Couldn't remember the last time I'd fallen into such a... But the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. Could hear a voice. What? Wake up. Wake up. Huh? Voice dragged me from deep slumber into hazy of consciousness. My eyelids were like lead.
Kyoko?
Yes, it's me.
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. What are you doing
It's
here?
true.
But to wake you up, I see. Wait, but my door is unlocked. You are unbelievable. Are you serious?
Hey. Correct.
3 o'clock in the morning. 3 a.m. Why would... Alright, time to save. Well, it was fun playing, but I'm going off now. Good night, everyone. See you later. Bye-bye.